I want you to remember two numbers that tell the story of Indonesia today. The first is $32 billion. That's the cost of a brand new, futuristic capital city being built in the middle of a rainforest. The second number is 68.3%. That's the share of Indonesians living below the poverty line for a country of its economic status, according to the World Bank. This is the story of a government's grand ambition set against its people's reality, and it makes the new capital, Nusantara, arguably the most controversial project in the world. The government sells Nusantara as a green, high-tech utopia that will solve the nation's problems. But behind this grand vision lies a darker story of environmental destruction, displaced communities, and questionable priorities. So in this video, we're going to uncover the dark secret behind Indonesia's new capital. So let's start with some context, because the reasons for leaving Jakarta are very real. For decades, the city has been a victim of its own success. It's home to over 10 million people, but its greater metropolitan area swells to 30 million, making it one of the most overpopulated urban regions on Earth. This has created a perfect storm of problems. First, extreme traffic congestion costs the economy an estimated $4.5 billion a year in lost productivity. Second, it's one of the most polluted cities in the world. But the most urgent problem is that it's literally disappearing. Due to the excessive extraction of groundwater, Jakarta is sinking at an alarming rate, up to 25 centimeters or nearly 10 inches a year in some areas. That's one of the fastest rates of any major city on the planet. For context, the idea of moving the capital isn't new. Indonesia's first president, Sukarno, floated the idea back in the 1950s, but it was President Joko Widodo, popularly known as Jokowi, who finally pushed the plan into action, framing it as a solution to Jakarta's woes and a way to spread development more evenly across the nation's 17,000 islands. Then, in 2019, the government announced the chosen location, a vast area of 256,000 hectares, about 4 times the size of Jakarta, in the province of East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo. They named it Nusantara, an old Javanese term meaning archipelago. The vision sold to the world is breathtaking. Nusantara is designed to be the complete opposite of Jakarta, a smart, sustainable forest city. The government pledges it will be carbon neutral by 2045, powered by 100% renewable energy, with 75% of its area remaining forested. The plans show electric vehicles gliding through lush green corridors, advanced AI managing city services, and a new, efficient center of government rising from the jungle. The project officially began in 2022, and the government has set an ambitious target to have the core government functions moved and the city operational by Indonesia's Independence Day in August 2024, with the full project completion slated for 2045. On the surface, it sounds like a visionary solution, but this is where the official story ends and the secrets begin. The first dark secret is that this green city is being built at a devastating environmental cost. The location in East Kalimantan is part of the heart of Borneo, one of the oldest and most biodiverse rainforests in the world. It's a crucial carbon sink, often called one of the lungs of the planet, and it's home to critically endangered species like the Bornean orangutan, sun bears, and proboscis monkeys. Environmental groups argue that calling Nusantara a green city is a textbook case of greenwashing. To build this city, vast tracts of forest are being cleared. The demand for construction materials is already fueling pollution and deforestation in the surrounding areas. In essence, to build a synthetic green city, Indonesia is destroying a real, irreplaceable, and globally important ecosystem. The second dark secret is the human cost. This land wasn't empty. It is the ancestral home of indigenous communities, most notably the Balik and Pasir peoples. For generations, they have lived in and protected these forests. Now they face displacement and the destruction of their livelihoods. Human rights organizations and journalists have documented numerous cases of land disputes. Communities report a lack of meaningful consultation, intimidation to sell their land, and compensation that is far too low to restart their lives. Their sacred sites are being bulldozed, their rivers polluted by construction runoff, and their access to the forests they depend on is being cut off. While the government builds a futuristic city for 1 million new residents, the original inhabitants fear they will become impoverished strangers in their own land. The third, and perhaps the biggest secret, is where the money, politics, and people collide. As we mentioned, this project costs an eye-watering $32 billion. But here's the crucial context. In 2023, Indonesia was officially classified as an upper-middle-income country. Following this, the World Bank updated its poverty metrics. By this new, appropriate standard for a country of its status, 68.3% of Indonesians, over 180 million people, are considered poor. This transforms the new capital from a simple legacy project into a profound question of national priorities. While the government builds a futuristic city for a select few, a vast majority of its citizens are struggling to meet a basic standard of living. This massive expenditure, coupled with the high risk of corruption, raises the ultimate question: who really benefits from Nusantara? This brings us back to the core issue. No one denies that Jakarta is in serious trouble and that Indonesia needs a new development model. But the solution, Nusantara, seems to be built on a troubling foundation. The dark secret of Nusantara is that this symbol of a modern, equitable, and sustainable future is being created through methods that are arguably unsustainable, inequitable, and opaque. It promises a clean slate for the nation, but for the people of Borneo, the global environment, and the 180 million Indonesians living below the new poverty line, it represents a painful set of priorities. Ultimately, the project is too far along to be stopped, but its legacy is still being written. The question is whether it will be remembered as a bold stroke of genius that saved Indonesia, or as a cautionary tale of a utopian dream that came at too high a cost for its people.